Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because we need a little bit of therapy tonight. Oh, I forgot to turn on my light in the back. Sorry. I'm so glad you're here because we need to talk. This is a therapy session. This was a rough one. This was a rough one again. We're getting used to this. Apparently, it's hard to watch a team lose consistently, but we got our butts kicked 6-1. It wasn't close. There was we scored the first goal of the game and let them score 6 unanswered goals. I mean, what do you want to say? What do you want to talk about? This is bad. This is real bad. Like real bad. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Still weathering this cold of mine. And so it was awful. It was awful, everyone. It was terrible. There wasn't a lot good to talk about this game. I mean, as we bring it up here, it's just one of those ones where you're just sitting there watching this roster, and it's like, how in the world do we keep getting slaughtered? And then you start looking at this roster, and you're going, okay, well, that makes a little bit more sense, but let's just bring it up here. I'll show you. We'll share a screen. We'll do a quick recap of the video or the game itself. 3 stars all go to the Dallas Stars, and just realized I forgot to download a couple things that I wanted to show you guys. But there's some interesting things about tonight's game. And I guess I should say number one would be the one where it's like you're sitting there watching this team and going, we should be better, right? We should be better. We should probably learn something from this game. And apparently we just cannot compete. And that's the reality of this roster. If you look at like shots on goal, look at it was 16-4 in the second period, and I feel like I need to sneeze here. So, sorry about that. Kane gets on the board, right? So Kane gets on the board, and maybe he increases his his trade value maybe. But other than that, there wasn't a lot of, there's a few danger chances we had. Ottinger was in goal for them. It was over before it started. I joked with my friend Mark that it was going to be one of those 12 or 10-0 games for Vancouver or for Dallas. And I think he called it, if I remember the text messaging correctly, I'll just look real quick here. I think he called the 6-1, which is absolutely stellar, if you ask me. That's pretty impressive. So, so 6-1 final. 6-1 final, another day in the Canucks rebuilding office. Okay, now let's just go back here real quick. I mean, the only reason Kane scored is he had his skates, in that angle and just kind of deflected it in. It wasn't a kicking motion, so it counted. But just look at these goals, everyone. We just totally got dominated. Like, there's no fight in this team anymore. There was a goal scored in the first period, 2 in the second period, and 3 in the third period. And Steele had himself a day. But if you look at the shots on goal, 16-4 in the second, 15-3 in the third. Outshot 37-14. That's the story right there. Now, shocking news, and I know that I keep bringing this up every single game, every single post-game show, is that we didn't score on the power play again. Had 2 opportunities to score, but we didn't. And the hits were the same. The penalty minutes were the same. We had more block shots than them. We gave away the puck so many times, 21-14, and the takeaways, giveaways, basically the same. So how we won the opening game on October 16, I have no idea. 5-3 win. Dallas beats us 4-2 in the game after that. And then the last game, Dallas slaughters us 6-1. And so they won the season series, which is no surprise to absolutely anyone. But this team did not come to play tonight, everyone. It's literally the shots on goal were killer, absolutely killer, and it was over before it started. So let's talk about a couple things, and then I got some exciting news to share with you. All right, so here let's just talk about. Actually, let me show you first this. This is the roster, okay? This is the roster that we're sitting there with, and you got the Kane, Pettersson, DeBrusk. Didn't work last game. Didn't work this game. O'Connor, Rossi, and Besser was okay. Wasn't great. Ogren, Bluger, Garland. I like that line a lot. Again, didn't produce anything. Höglander, Kempf, Karlsson. It just felt like all four of these lines were just non-existent, in all honesty. And then the Pettersson, DPD, Hronek. This is the exact same lineup as last game, except for we started Tolo Pilo. So Coach Foote is all about, he wants to bench EP40, which I didn't even mention last post-game show. I made a small short video about it. But this is absolutely wild, okay, that he's going to bench EP40 to teach him a lesson. And we're in rebuild. We're in rebuild, everyone. And you got Kane and DeBrusk, who are not two of the faster players with him. Russell from Nothing is Perfect said that he would prefer Höglander and Karlsson with Pettersson. I'm more of I don't mind DeBrusk being on the left-hand side, but I would like to see a Ogren, Karlsson, or Pettersson, Karlsson line. I think that would be good. Or Garland on that right-hand side. I think that would be much better. I don't know why Besser, DeBrusk, and Pettersson don't work good together. That's the one that Coach Foote wants to work, and it just hasn't had any success this year. And everyone keeps complaining that EP40 doesn't have any line mates. Why in the world would we expect him to produce? Well, after 2 years, can we just keep blaming the line mates? I mean, we can blame maybe some of the injuries, sure, but like Brock Besser has scored 40 goals in his career. He scored 30 once or twice. So this is no chump change. He just doesn't have chemistry anymore with Brock. He did early on in his career, but I don't know what's going on. I literally don't know what's going on with him right now, and I just don't get it. Like Pettersson got knocked off the puck a lot tonight. He looked okay at times. He's going to shoot the puck. He shoots it right into the shin pads of the defender. It's like he's off. I don't know. And I don't think he's getting traded. I think we're stuck with him. Okay. So that's just what I believe about Pettersson. And really, if we're going to get a top 2 pick, we're going to need someone like a Pettersson who's going to be able to play with McKenna or Stenberg, whoever they end up getting there. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping he turns around. This is supposed to be his revenge tour night, but it isn't. Rossi, again, you don't even really notice him out there. I thought Garland was okay tonight. I mean, this roster, and how many of these guys are going to get traded? We'll talk about trades in a minute, but we need to talk, though, about this, is that the Tankathon does continue, and this is the good news. Losing equals winning, right? So rebuilds are not fun, okay? Everyone, this just in. The rebuilds are not fun. Lots of people stop watching. They don't care anymore. But it's fun during the draft. It's fun once the season's over. I'm looking forward to these 23 games being over so we can just talk about that. But this week's a fun week because of the trade deadline, and we've done jack squat, really. So it's like, come on, man, let's pull some moves off. We'll talk about that in a second. But we have one goal for the remaining of the year. Come last, losing equals winning. We want to get a top pick in the NHL entry draft coming up very soon, which is Friday, June 26th is round 1, and then the other rounds are on the 27th, which is the Saturday. So Yeah, it'll be very interesting. Absolutely interesting. Okay, so one thing I did like about tonight's game, though, is I absolutely love the Black Excellence jerseys tonight. They were gorgeous. I loved those things. Those things were brilliant. And I should have a picture of that here. Yes, I do. So I want to get it closer because I just loved this so much. It's not under downloads, is it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Here it is, right here. Excuse me. This design, like I'm tempted to go and get this jersey because that's how people. But the problem with these design jerseys, they sell them for like $750, and I'm just not there. I'm never going to buy a jersey, even $250 is a lot of money for me, and I wouldn't buy this, but like it is a cool jersey. Even getting a t-shirt would be sweet as well. I would absolutely love it. I loved this. It's just really cool. And is it the First Nations, or are they calling it Indigenous, whatever that one is, with the orca, and that one looks really cool too. So the Indigenous ones are always really sweet. I mean, most of the designs for the other ones, the lunar and all the other ones, the dragon one was pretty cool, if you ask me. Pretty cool. So yeah, we're celebrating Black Excellence, but that logo is excellent. Absolutely excellent. The jersey looked awesome. Okay, so tonight, another good thing. Höglander with a 91.4 mile an hour slap shot tonight. That was impressive, but there's not a lot of good things to talk about. Now, let's talk about something on this day in 2024, okay? Guys, have you seen this? This is the contract extension, and I'm wondering, is this the worst day in Canucks franchise history? That's a lot of money, everyone. That's a lot of money. He has been terrible since he signed this contract. And this whole thing is like, I take responsibility. And it's like, okay, how? You admit that you've been bad? That you admit that you haven't lived up to your contract? And he's getting frustrated with the questions from the media, and then he's blaming the media for all the trade rumors, which, granted, why wouldn't they consider a trade at this stage? I'm just saying, like, Pedersen, why do you want to be here? Like, I get you're going to get paid this amount of money wherever you go. So, but like, when are we going to be good next? Like, a rebuild takes years, 3, 6, 8, 12 years. Like, your contracts can be done before we get good again, maybe. Who knows, right? So is this the worst contract in Canuck history? And there's been some bad ones. Mark Messier, terrible contract. Louis Eriksson, horrific contract. Ekman Larson, trading for him. We had to buy that out. That's got to be in the top 5. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we're talking. Elias Pettersson could be number 1. This is what happened. 2024. This is terrible. Terrible. Frustrating to watch, right? So, love to hear some thoughts about this game with you. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, everyone. And then we're going to get into the trade conversation in just a second. But I want to get into your comments. Sorry. And just before we do that, we'll get into that. And we're going to do a tankathon tonight as well. So I'm going to hit the promo, and then we're going to get into your comments. All right. Canucks lose 6-1 to the Dallas Stars. Dive in. Rod is the first one here. Go, Canucks, go. Stuart is in the building, and he's believing that Vancouver was going to win 3-1, but you were wrong tonight. Stuart, you were wrong, unfortunately. Actually, fortunately. Rod says, oh, well, hopefully the Kraken win will push the Oilers closer to wild card and even maybe out of the playoffs. By the way, if you are on TikTok, everyone, I made the most hilarious video. Well, I didn't make the video. I modified one. This guy made a video being a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, of the hat and the jersey and the sweatpants. And he takes off the hat and he's wearing an Oilers hat. He takes off the sweatpants wearing Oilers sweatpants. Takes off the jersey wearing an Oilers jersey underneath. And he was like, basically, I'm done with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm cheering for Edmonton. Go, Oilers, go, he says. And it's like, what? And I'm like, so I put music behind on it and this caption, should somebody tell him that the Oilers are going to miss the playoffs as well? That was a troll there, right? Troll moment right there. Coach Rob, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sports, Muppets, EP, Pedersen number 40 to the minors and leave him there and leave him on the bench and never let him play hockey again. I know the frustration with EP40 is rising up. So until his contract comes to an end, right? Sit him there. That's maybe what we should do. Love Concert 2006 says a time to think about buying out EP40 contract to move on. I don't know about that one. That would be rough. That would be real rough. Team Tank in full effect. Yep. 100%. The Tankathon's on, everyone. Nothing left to say, Brian says. Bring on the trades. Peter says, I have a sinking feeling. No leader. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough, man. Now, Peter, just so you know, I just made my big video coming up, and let me just show it to you. I want to show it to you. This is launching tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. Where is it? Where is it? It is. I've got it somewhere here. Oh, this is it, right? Yep, this is it. This is getting launched tomorrow. So you guys nobody's seen this yet. This is getting launched tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a video. It's not a live stream. We're going to be talking about this. It's a 20-minute video on who should we draft, McKenna or Stenberg. And Peter believes that we should draft him tonight, or him if we get first pick. Mark, you did. You called the score perfectly. 6-1. Well done, buddy. We had the lead. Yes, we did. We had the lead and then allowed 6 straight goals. So did Hronek get hurt? P.O. Joseph update? I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. So yeah, it was amateur hour out there. We looked outclassed. They looked like they're a contending team, and we're the worst team in the league. So really, what did we expect, right? How can the Canucks be worth $2.2 billion? Look at the state of this team, because it's a Canadian market, and that's why. Yeah. So no heart. That was tough. That was tough tonight. When you're getting outshot, they got outshot 16-4 in the second, 15-3 in the third. Like, what are we doing out there? It is horrific. Liam Ogren should be on the second line. I agree. But Drew O'Connor's having a good season. Trevor, good to see you. It is what it is, Petey says. I know. There's no answers at this stage, right? Peter says Kane, O'Connor, Bluger should be gone before next season. It's a possibility they're all gone. Yep. Is Petey there just for the money? I mean, that's the question at this stage. They're not even in games. Marcus says it is at a point where you're doing dishes is more exciting than the Canucks are, than watching the Canucks, right? We better get Stenberg after this lack of effort. Hopefully no one will get my birthday wish on. Hopefully no. hopefully I'll get my birthday wish. Is that what you mean? On June 27th. Okay. We need heart. Otherwise, we're just food in the NHL. It's true. RevTrev or GM or coach. I wouldn't be a good coach. I think I'd be a pretty decent GM, just saying, but maybe not. Maybe I'm totally delusional on that one. Marcus says both those monkeys in that picture should be gone. If it takes to take some of his salary, get rid of him. Yeah, how much would you retain? Like $2 million a year? That might be there. So we might be good in 6 years. Yeah, maybe. Swedish meatballs. Oh yeah, there we go. Hey, Del and Grogu, good to see you. Welcome. Settle down now says, does this team know bigger losses doesn't mean better tanking? Yeah, that's a good question, right? That's a good question. I think before they were unintentionally tanking. Now they're intentionally tanking. Yeah, I know. Maybe because look at those shot totals in the second and third period. That's okay. That they are what they are. You know, we what did Mike Singletary is like? What did he say? You know, I thought it's who we thought we were. Yeah, it's who we thought we were, or whatever it was he said. I'm butchering that. Brian says, I think one more game and we're officially mathematically limited from playoffs. Perfect. That's the goal. Losing equals winning. Settle down now says people who don't understand buyouts want an EP40 buyout. I don't want one yet. That's not good news, I don't think. Cheering for Buffalo to win their first Stanley Cup. I saw someone else thought that Buffalo's going to win. I'd be shocked. They haven't been in the playoffs in forever. So, hey, Rob, again, good to see you. They said tonight that we've lost the last 23 out of 25 games. That's rough, everyone. That is rough. Is this the worst team in Canucks history? That's a great question. That is a really great question. I'm going to ask that. I'm going to do a TikTok tonight, and maybe that will be my main question tonight. So, okay, well, let's dive in. Let's dive in to some Tankathon stuff going on. Let's do the Tankathon thing again. Let's close this off. Let's bring up the Tankathon, okay? And so we're sitting there, we're looking at this tankathonnhl.com. Let's go to the mock draft, okay? We're going to reset it. And we're going to hit it. And remember, when we do this, everyone, I only do this one time, because that's what's good. The NHL, you got one shot to make it. So we're going to do this in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Are you kidding me? So, the Chicago Blackhawks, can you see that? I think you can. The Chicago Blackhawks win the draft lottery. They move up 3 spots and pick Stenberg to play with Bedard. And then the Toronto stinking Maple Leafs jump up 7 to get number 2 and get Gavin McKenna. His rookie card goes through the roof. And here we are. We get 3rd, Keaton Verhoff. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous, everyone. So that's where it is. Chase Reed, number 4. Then Maholtra goes to Calgary. Keep seeing that. Lawrence goes to the Devils. Boric goes to Florida. There's a number of good players here. There's another guy I'm looking for. Gustafson goes to Seattle. That's our rival, man. And then we would win. And it's this Brook guy. He looks pretty good. He's 6'4", 216. I like him a lot from there. Now, I got to put some research into him. But the guy right before him for Oshawa, he looks good too. 6'6", 231. That's a pretty big boy there. So there we are. We don't even win the draft lottery. You know how angry Canuck fans would be if this actually happened? Like, think about this for a second. How angry would you be? I would be ticked if Chicago Not Chicago. If the Toronto Maple Leafs jump ahead of us, I'd be absolutely upset. All right, let's get into some comments. Peter says, trade EP40 has ruined this team. I don't think anyone's going to take that contract on. I don't think he's going to get moved. I'd be open to retaining on PD if the return warranted it. Underpaid rookies can absolutely outweigh a couple million dead cap, but it does leverage up the importance of those drafts for sure. Brian says, to be honest, I think EP40 doesn't want to leave. He likes it here. He seems to be content to float. Maybe having a high-skilled winger from to be honest draft can help him out. Yep. I think that's what he's thinking. I wouldn't mind if the Canucks giving Laine a try, pick him up from Montreal and take some picks for unloading him and see how he turns out. Yeah, that's a big contract, isn't it? Dell says, as a true Canucks fan, we should have a watch party for what? The draft? The draft lottery or the draft? I mean, or are you just talking about just a regular season game? Post it in there. Kane really wants out. Look at him now, remembering how to score. Exactly, Brian. We always get the third pick. It's destiny. I mean, that's great. It's 55% probability to draft third overall. It's true. I'll go postal if that happens, right? Me too. Was Elias Pettersson? Yeah, he was not great tonight again, but he wasn't as bad as last game. The blood moon is the turning point of the Canucks. Jack says that's hilarious. Dell says, actually, he was +1. Yeah, because Kane deflected it off of his skates. Callum, you're right. You can't blame Tolopilo for even 2 of those goals against. And he had a couple monster saves, Callum. You're totally right. He actually looked pretty good tonight, considering. Yeah, so EP40 did look kind of normal. Trev, you need to stream the draft. Of course I'm going to stream the draft lottery. Are you kidding me? 1,000%. As long as I'm in town, I'll be doing it. Hey, Trev, will there be a riot if we get third pick? No, there will not be. So that's where we're at. So tomorrow morning, this goes live. When we're done the stream, I'm going to upload it, and it's going to go live tomorrow morning. I can't wait for you to see it. This is one of many draft specials that I'm going to be doing. So, yes, I don't actually know. The draft lottery is after. Let's look at the draft lottery. It's after, I think, but we'll see. So, yeah, anyways, that you can just look that up. That's it is what it is. So, Brian says, almost felt bad for PD telling everyone he knows he isn't playing to his contract expectations. It's one thing to know, and it's one thing to say in an interview. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's going to cry himself to sleep on his super expensive pillow and his beautiful place that he's living with and hanging out with his wife. I don't know. I don't really feel too bad with him. He's $11.6 million. Okay, Blazer fan. No, you needed to read the full thing. What? Let me see. Look normal. Look normal. I don't know. I think we need to tank harder, bring back Messier's GM. That's hilarious. Mark Rossi is a keeper. Hoglander is a keeper. But Besser is a keeper. I don't know. At this stage, I'm not sure who we should keep anymore. Above it. He was actually +1. Can't blame Tolopilo. Look normal. I don't know what that means, man. Okay. Anyways, looking at Toronto, Edmonton, do you think full rebuilds from that draft actually work? Yeah. I think the Edmonton Oilers have become contenders. Yeah. That's all you can ask for is just be a contender. So, all right, everyone, I'm going to call it a night. I need to upload this video for tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a fantastic night. 6-1 is Like it was a contender versus the worst team in the league. We'll keep cheering this team on. Believe in blue. Go Canucks, go. Free the skate and keep tanking. Let's go. Let's keep tanking. Let's get that first overall pick. Let's win something. Let's win the draft lottery. I'll see you tomorrow morning for the draft special.